Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members of the House. Amendment 13 was not the lucky one. Let's hope for Amendment 16. Prohibits the IURC from approving a rate increase above 3% of the average monthly bill, whether it's electric or gas. House Bill 1002, I understand it's a meaningful step towards progress, and I'm glad to see bipartisan support when it comes to the affordability crisis that we're seeing. But there is more we can do today to ensure that our Hoosiers continue to see the benefits of this bill in the future. The underlying bill requires utilities to approve a performance multi-year rate plan, an agreement about what customers will pay in the next few years. My amendment, as a simple, common-sense, affordability-focused guardrail, it prohibits the IURC from approving any rates that are above 3% increase of the average customer monthly bill. This amendment, once again, is about fair representation and protection from price gouging. Hoosiers are already paying too much on their electric bills. A yes vote today on this amendment is a sign to our constituents that we stand firm in holding utilities to their agreements and that we protect Hoosiers from these high utility bills. Thank you.
Roll call has been requested and seconded. Representative Champlain will speak on the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Representative Andrade. I think as we look at this amendment, it puts an arbitrary limit on rate adjustment frequency. And if you look at House Bill 1002, the multi-year rate plan approach provides an approach to smooth out these increases. Utilities operate, in a dynamic environment with fluctuating fuel prices and federal mandates, and capping this at a 3% increase, I think as we look at new generation and modernized infrastructure for reliability and resource adequacy, I would ask that you defeat this amendment.
Representative Delaney, speak on the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First, I would have to note that it appears that someone is going to have more amendments today than I have, which is deeply disturbing. I'm not sure it's permitted under the rules. But thank you, Representative Andrade. I want to talk, though, about this particular amendment because I've heard about smoothing things out and easing things. Our consumers are not focused on smoothing things out, or many of the narrow sort of individual-oriented exceptions that have already been denied. This is an amendment that tries to do something across the board while we all figure out two things. First is, what can we do to protect our consumers? And this amendment clearly does that by capping the increase. And secondly, what is going on in our utility world? What is causing this sudden increase? Is it the over-reliance on outdated sources? Is it our unwillingness to adopt to new sources? Is it simple corporate greed? What is it? But this body and most other state legislators have not figured out why we're having these dramatic increases, and more importantly, what we can do to stop them. This is, in effect, a limited moratorium that Representative Andrade is proposing that will give us time to sort it out, give the utilities time to come forward and explain what they're doing, and give relief to our consumers. What I find intriguing about this debate is no one has ever said here what the utilities want. Well, we know what they want. They want higher rates and less supervision. I would hope that some of the people who oppose these amendments would say that and justify to us why the utilities get higher rates and less supervision. That doesn't seem to be likely to happen here. But this particular amendment is one that actually will provide protection to our consumers across the state, to our residential users. I think it's the most important amendment that I've seen on this bill. And I think it deserves serious consideration. And unless somebody's willing to stand up here, I see a couple of people I could challenge, unless somebody's willing to stand up here and say this is going to kill the utilities, then we ought to just vote for this. Would the public be happy? Yes. Would the utilities have to react? Yes. What would they have to do? They would either have to find ways to reduce costs, or we would have to find ways to reduce costs by using modern methods for creating energy, something we don't seem to want to do. Well, I sit here saying, we're having a crisis. We have no idea why, but the public should just suffer. That seems to be our current standing here. So please help Representative Andrade feel encouraged to file amendments, but more importantly, help the public, which is what we're here for. Thank you.
Further discussion? Chair sees none. With the author, I close. Questions on the adoption of the amendment. All those in favor, in case saying no. All those in favor of the amendment signify by voting aye. Those opposed, no. It's a roll call. I'm sorry. Roll call was requested and seconded. While the members voted, tally the roll. Roll call shows 29 ayes, 65 noes. The motion has been defeated.